Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod, and I am your host, Lester Class. Each and every episode is going to be filled with amazing stories from amazing people. You will hear the different journeys people went through, or are still going through, to be able to do what they love. From the failures to the successes and everything in between. This is a place to get to know the person behind their passion, because people only get to see the successes and not what it took to get there. If this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe and leave a review if you love the content. Now finally, I would love to welcome you to the Community Pod. What's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod. Thank you for coming for another episode. I'm with KesDidItBest, correct?
Yes.
All right. And how are you?
I'm good.
Good? Okay. So before we start, would you be able to tell the people what is it that you do?
Okay, I'm a braider, but really I feel like I'm more of an artist. But I'm a hairstylist. I'm in Hillside, and I do like all hairstyles. I do twists, I do locks, I do weaves, but my specialty is cornrows.
Okay. Cool. So we just start off by going over so where is it that you're from?
I'm from Union, New Jersey.
Okay.
But I'm Haitian. Both my parents are Haitian. They came from Haiti. And I'm fluent in Creole and everything, and yeah.
Okay, cool. So what was life like growing up for yourself?
I'm the youngest
Okay.
of 8. So life was very sheltered, because my parents coming from Haiti, they didn't want us to really be outside, to get into the nonsense that people be with outside.
Mm-hmm.
So in me being a girl, it was just, yeah, you got to be home at a certain time. You can't have no guy friends and everything. You got to be very vigilant. But honestly, looking back at it, I'm real blessed that I was raised like that, because now I carry myself way differently than I feel like a lot of people who didn't have that type of impact do. And growing up, it was just it was either people were always watching me, or I wasn't being watched at all. As in, if I was home, everybody's in their separate corners. Yeah. But as soon as I leave that house, everybody's blowing my phone up or trying to see where I'm at. And it was just always where's Kes? Dang, chill out.
So do you feel like that? Because I feel like there's some people that think that that kind of environment growing up can be deteriorating in some ways, but you see it as a positive.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it that those things that are put in place in an environment like that are positive?
Because the way we're brought up really does have an impact on you when you get older. You don't really see it until you get older. I know people, when you are young, they're like, oh yeah, you're going to see it when you get older. But when you really get older, you really see it. A lot of people don't have that common sense, or they don't have that upbringing. When people get older, they make so many mistakes, or they just make a whole lot of errors that you would think that they wouldn't make because of the way they got brought up, but they really do, because certain things aren't impactful for them when they're younger. Mm-hmm. And my parents are they're very thorough in their teaching. They're going to make sure that you don't do this, and they're going to make sure they correct it if you do. So that correction in your childhood is needed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when is it that you found your passion for doing hair?
It's crazy, because I was doing hair since I was young. My sister used to do my hair, and she lived with us, but I'm the youngest, like I said. So when she moved out, I was stuck. And my parents weren't really on the whole wearing weave thing, and mm-hmm. I wasn't feeling the whole not wearing weave, because at this point, I'm in high school. No. Yeah, I started wearing, it was high school, and my hair wasn't the healthiest, so I needed a little help. And my parents wasn't about to give me the money to get my hair done. So I started doing my own hair. It was one day, it was my friend's photo shoot, and my hair was not done, and I didn't have no money. So I had to go to a beauty supply store, and I got some hair. I got YouTube in front of me, and I'm braiding my hair, trying to figure it out. And it didn't look the best, but it was presentable. And after that, I'm like, oh, I actually was pretty good. That's not bad. And then as time went on, I started doing a lot more people's hair. I started doing random people's hair, family. And I feel like them kind of motivated me, created the passion, because it's your passion is really stuff that you do for free. So at first I wasn't making no money from braiding. I was braiding for nothing. Like just off of just me wanting to do it. I just want to post. I just want to take a picture. I just want to get better. And over time, the passion just grew because the talent grew, and I realized a lot of people can't braid like me. So it just kind of just sparked the interest even more.
Got it. And like, so I feel like sometimes when you get into a field like yours or like mine, parents begin to be like, this isn't the best idea. So what was it like early on getting support from your parents or family when you decided to take this seriously?
Okay, so of course I love my parents.
Yeah.
Love them dearly. Love my family dearly. But I'm first generation, right? So them coming from Haiti, the plan was not to have your kids drop out of college and try to do something else. Like, no, you're going to follow a plan. You're either going to go into the medical field, like be a nurse or a doctor, or you're going to go into the law field. Like, I was supposed to be a lawyer. I was in college. I was majoring in political science, but like it just wasn't really hitting. Like I'm like I have no motivation to go to class. Like it's not that the stuff is hard because I feel like I was doing pretty good as far as like academic wise, but it's like I want to be motivated. I want to ask questions. Like I want to be here. I want to read the books. Like and I don't. I'm only here because my parents want me to be here. So that just wasn't giving anymore. Like I'm like, nah, I can't do this for another 3 years. I can't. Like I was even braiding on campus and I was trying to explain to my parents like this is not what I think I should be doing. And they're like, no, just just do it. Like just figure it out. You'll be fine. At the end of it, you'll have a job and everything. But no, because honestly, I didn't get a full ride to college, so I'm gonna have to pay for this, and I don't even want to be here. And I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. So I ended up dropping out, but I didn't necessarily tell them right away when I dropped out. I kind of just did it, so it was just, it's too late now. Now I really gotta be good. I really gotta show you something. So my parents weren't the happiest when I dropped out. And neither were my siblings, but I was trying to tell them I have a plan. I have a vision. Like, everything takes time. So even though right now I dropped out and it looked like, dang, why did she do that? Or she's following her friends. Or no, I'm going to be something and y'all going to have to wait and see because everything takes time. And college at that point was not a part of my plan. It wasn't.
Got it. And I feel like sometimes when in those moments where you have to stand on your own 2 feet are probably the best moments. So what was it like having, it was kind of like your entire world not believing in you and you had to be like, I got to stand up for myself and be there for me. So what was that moment like?
It was scary, but also invigorating because I was always like, I don't want to say the goody two shoes, but like I was the yes girl. Like I did everything my parents told me to do. Like they told me to do it. I'm not asking no questions. I'm gonna just do it. Like I don't, like clearly I want the best for me. So whatever y'all say, I'll do it. And then when I felt anything different than college, I was like, ugh, that's a little scary. Like if I drop out right now, they gonna disown me. They ain't gonna want to be my friend no more. Because I was really cool with my parents. Like I was the youngest. I spent the most time with them. So our connection was very strong. But I'm like, okay, so me dropping out, the worst thing that happens is my plan don't work and I gotta go back to college. Like college is always gonna be there. So me finally taking that step, it felt good though. I'm like, okay, this is me really stepping into myself because I'm doing something for me. I ain't doing something for somebody else. And it was just feeling really good, honestly. Really invigorating. Like highly recommend.
Yeah. Okay. And what advice would you give to somebody in a moment where they feel like everybody's against them and they have to stand up and be like basically on their own for a little while?
Pray. One thing about God, he always gonna be there for you. Like if nobody else is in your corner, God is. Like God is somebody, well not somebody, but is that being that the impact that you will have in your life when you start to connect with God is so strong, like that you'll start to see the reason why certain bad stuff are happening. Like everything happens for a reason. Nothing happens by coincidence. But you have to be aware enough to understand what that reason was. Like understand that this happened and so this happened and this is why this needs to happen. Like you just need to go to God. nothing else. Because people change their mind. Like, people's personalities change, their character change, their environments change, but God stays the same. Like, so you got to go to something that's really, like, grounded.
Okay. All right. So to go on and to talk about you being a hairstylist, you mentioned a little bit off camera that you want to be considered an artist. And I would love for you to get into that because I know that I brought up my opinion, and I would love to hear from you.
Okay, so honestly, the way I do my freestyles and everything, it don't even be off of like pictures anymore. Like, at first it was off of other people's work, but it wasn't sitting right with me because I'm really copying what they did when there is so much inspiration out here. There's so much art, and like, I have studied braids, I've studied why people braid the way they do, different methods, and I feel like when you look at braids from afar, it looks like lines on someone's head, and when you look at anything, everything is lines. So if you could figure out how to make these lines on this person's head match up to make an image, you just created a whole picture on somebody's head. Who else can do that? And no matter how many times you teach somebody how to do something, they're never going to do it like you. So you're already like one of a million, one of 1,000 for real, with like nobody else can do it how you do it. So me doing my art, if I could like picture something in my head and transfer it into like real life and really show you what I just thought of in my head, it's gonna be art every time, because art is really what you think about in your head, and showing it out into the public.
Exactly. And to bring up the opinion that I brought up off camera is just the fact that I believe the same thing you do. If you're able to bring art to something, anything at all, it is art. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, I believe that what I do is an art. I believe that me being able to paint this picture of you online with the subtitles and the filters or the edits, I'm able to make and bring out the best in you. You know what I mean? And I think that if
you have a vision, like,
exactly, and when you're able to execute it and make it look the way that you expect it to, that's art. So anybody out there that does something that is you consider art and nobody else does, it's still art. Don't let anybody tell you different. So to continue on, like, I believe we're both, and a lot of people that may listen to this or may even get on, understand that everything we're doing is a risk.
Yeah.
So
Sure is.
Exactly. So what advice would you give to somebody when getting into something like this about how much of a risk this is?
Like, my field directly?
Or anything.
Everything is a risk. Like, there's a first time for everything, honestly. And when you take a risk, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna work out. Like, it's just that fear of it not working out. But if you knew what you was about to do is gonna work out, you would do it. Like, I feel like we'd be letting the negativity or the bad outcomes stop us from doing what we really want to do. Exactly. Like, the risk is just the fear of it not working, you know. But if you take that fear out, all you have is it working. So just make it work, and it don't even feel like a risk anymore. It just feels like a step.
Exactly. So I wanted to get into clientele, right? So when you first began, you obviously didn't have this giant clientele. You're able to build it over time. How important is it to have clientele?
It is very important, but it is even more important to have people coming back. Like, it's one thing to have like 1,000 clients. It's another thing to have 20 people that continue to come back and really love your work, because that consistency is going to show. Like, and I feel like for hair especially, like, a lot of hairstylists don't necessarily be going into the whole hair care and like making sure that someone hair grows. You can see the growth on a client when they've been coming to you for months, and you see the hair strands are improving, the length is getting longer, like their hair is getting thicker, and that person is gonna have a better outcome too, because now even at home they're having more fun with their hair. They're able to do a lot more. They trust you now because they know that what you're doing, it works. So the clientele, like, yeah, you want to have a lot of people, but consistency is going to bring clientele regardless. Like, exactly. You just got to keep getting better, and not even like trying to be the best braider ever, but being better than yesterday is going to work every time. Because if you're constantly doing the same thing, you're paying attention to the little details, and you're going to see a lot more. So overall, the clientele is gonna come. Like, everybody always gets scared about that. Like, even if you have 2 people coming, if they're coming every day, not every day, but like every week, you have clientele.
Exactly.
Like, it's just two people right now, but it's gonna grow. You'll be
Exactly.
fine.
So when getting into the field that you're in, which is I consider a creative field, especially for an entrepreneur. So what is it that no, I'm trying to figure out what I was gonna say. What was the hardest part about starting?
I would say quitting my 9 to 5. Like, that was because I've been working since I was 16. I mean, I'm only 21, but like to have like that consistent money flow and then to know that you're not going to have it because that in between time period of you quitting your job and you having consistent clients, that gap is no telling how long it's going to be. So I feel like that was the hardest part, to really like quit, like for sure, for like a maybe, off the strength that I feel like this maybe is really gonna work and I'm gonna do good. That was hard. That was hard because it took me a little minute. 'Cause I was working at Home Depot. I hated that job and I wanted to leave so bad, but I'm like, what if it don't work? Or like, what if I have to get a 9 to 5? Because I personally feel like I was going to be quitting myself or wasting my time to quit my job, and that don't work and I go back to a 9 to 5. Like, what was the point? I could have just stayed. I didn't have to go through all of those trial and tribulations. But once I got over that and I started working at a shop, I knew I was doing the right thing because it just felt different. Like, you in that moment where like it gotta be more to this. Like, this can't be what's left for me. In those moments, you're supposed to act. You getting that feeling for a reason. So you staying stagnant is not gonna work. You gotta take another step. And going to a shop was my next step.
Okay. So what was the process like getting your LLC?
My brother got me my LLC as my graduation present. I was so happy. It's crazy. I didn't even know, like, not even powerful, but like how important a LLC is. Like, cause I'm like, oh, I got an LLC. Like, I got a business lit. But then understanding what you can do for the LLC and like what the perks come with the LLC. I'm like, oh, this is a lot. This is serious. Like, LLC is really what people start off with and become like $1 million businesses. Like, this is really the first step for real. And to know that he got that from me, I was like, okay, good gift. Like, okay, you believe in me. That felt good, honestly.
Got you. And then what was the process of getting into a shop? Because I don't know if that's difficult or is it just like applying for a job?
It depends. The first shop I went to was my friend's mom. So the way that happened was real funny because I had already asked her to be at her shop, but I was about to go to college, so I wasn't going to be able to be there consistently. So she was saying that. I'm like, all right, facts. You're right. But then I had did my friend hair at the shop and I ate them braids up. And it was this client, one of her clients, and she was like, oh, you got a braider here. And I'm looking at, I'm like, and then she kind of like, my boss kind of like went with it. She was like, yeah, she's my new braider. I was like, when did this happen? Like, you ain't even say nothing. Like, but I'm like, yeah. And then later on, I'm like, were you serious? And she was like, yeah, we'll talk. I was like, you're joking right now. I've been asked you. She was like, yeah, but like, you was in college. I'm like, okay, I understand. So then afterwards, that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm quitting college. Like, I just got this job at the shop. Mind you, I've been wanting to work at that shop because I went to learn from her. She was like a shop owner for mad long. And those people that be in the career that you want to be for mad long, they be knowing so much stuff. So I'm like, if I'm going to learn how to be a good hairstylist, who else to learn from than this lady? Like, and she's so nice and just love her life. So yeah, honestly, it's not that hard though. It is kind of like applying for a job, but a lot of shops you have to be licensed or at least be like in hair school, but other shops will give you that opportunity to start and then later on you become licensed and everything.
Got it. And I just feel like it's amazing that you're able to do what you're doing because a lot of people don't pursue what they want to do, and then they get so stuck into the I guess the system where they go to a regular job. I don't want to say regular job. My eye is twitching. That's weird. But they do the normal, which is high school, college, graduate, get a job, and then their passion, what they really wanted to do their whole life, they're never able to do it. And I don't ever feel like it's too late, but at the same time, it's a lot harder once a lot more time has passed by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, especially in I feel like your prime or the best time is when you're young, when you're still have that creative mindset to still want to do something that you love doing. So for you to be able to do what you love doing is an amazing. God has to be an amazing feeling.
It is. It really is. I feel like when opportunity knocks at your door, you got to be able to open the door. Like people be not even people, but our society has made going to college like literally what you're supposed to do after high school. Like no intermission, no what do I really want to do. Like honestly, 4 years is not enough time for you to know what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's not. Like they make it seem like it is, but it's really not, because at first I went to be a nurse, then I went to be a doctor, not even knowing what it really took to become those things. Like you need that little intermission time. And I feel like if we were to give everybody enough grace to take a second and really like figure out what their talent is, what you really want to do, then it would be so much more happiness, because then people would be working for something that they love instead of working for some money, or working so they could eat, or working so they could pay their rent. They'll be working for their talents. You're getting paid off of your talent. And nobody knows, well, a lot of people don't know what their talent is until they try it. Like you would never know. And we don't have just one talent. We be filled with talents.
Exactly.
But we wouldn't know because we ain't tested, because we ain't have enough time, because we worried about other stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact that I also want to say that you can go to school and love what you do, right? There's a whole bunch of people that were destined to be doctors who enjoy being a doctor, enjoy saving lives. But there's also people that become doctors just because of how much they're going to get paid in the future. And then they realize that they aren't happy with what they're doing, but it's bringing that paycheck that is allowing them to do things. But at the same time, they wish they were doing something else.
A paycheck is a lot, though.
Exactly.
It's a lot.
So some people give up their happiness for money, because they see that in the long route, I'm gonna make more money. I might not be happy with what I'm doing, but I'll make some money.
And I hate that.
And I think that sucks sometimes. We're like, we live in a society where you have to. There's people that, or it was installed in us that we have to do a job or be in a job that we don't love, but it's making us a good amount of money.
Ridiculous. Like honestly, that money is not gonna go with you when you leave. Like we're all gonna pass. Like no, unfortunately it's gonna happen. Like, and this money's gonna stay here. Like even the whole concept of money, who put a price on this or on that? Like, and we're just following that price just because that's what's being written out. But money is really numbers, and you can't really put a number on your talent. Like I could say that my braids is $5,000, and who's gonna tell me different? Like it is what it is. Well, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But like money is something that's so high, and it's like, why? Just because of what you can get, you can literally work for your talent and the money is going to come regardless. Like, why are we doing a job just because the price is really high? Like, and unfortunately, like, that's, the world we live in. It is what it is. But like, if we didn't have to do that, like I said before, it would be so much more happiness.
Exactly.
Like, working for the money is not going to bring you happiness. I know when people be like, millionaires, they be like, money isn't everything, but it's like, you got the money, so that's why you're saying that. But like, honestly, money really isn't everything, because you could be happy and not have any money. Like you could be doing what you love for free and had the best day ever, and somebody who's making 6 figures just had the worst day ever because they went to that 9 to 5 and they had the worst day ever. Like,
it's just how do I say this? Like, I just think it's so much better just to be happy. Like I value my happiness more than I value the dollar. Like,
and happiness is contagious.
Exactly.
Like the stuff that you can create when you are happy is like crazy. Like you could create people, you can create art, you can create clothes, you can create food. Like happiness just brings so much energy near you, and is no telling what that energy is gonna like end up evolving into. You never know where you could go just because you was happy that day. And like, you ever seen that video where it was like, if one person had smiled at me today, it would have changed the whole trajectory of my life, because they were having like the worst day ever and they just needed a smile. Like, and people don't even be smiling anymore. Like, you smile at someone, they look at you different. Like, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be, sharing the energy. Like, and it's just so crazy. Happiness is like something that people really gotta fight for nowadays. Like, dang, when I was younger, I used to be happy for no reason. Like, just skipping through the hallways, just jolly. And now it's like, ugh, life is ghetto. Like, it's so ghetto.
It's just like, like I said, I value happiness so much because I can sit here and tell you I love doing this. I know I spoke about it off camera. I love doing this, and I know that when I leave here and I'm editing, I'm still happy. When I'm doing anything that involves this, I'm happy. But as soon as I have to do the job that is what's providing me to be able to do this right now, I don't like being there.
Yeah.
It's not my happy place. It's not. It's just, you give me my paycheck. Thank you. Now I'm gonna invest it to what I want to do. So, what advice would you give to somebody who's trying to do what they love to do, but don't know where to start?
I would say, in that case, you gotta look for inspiration. You gotta, okay, someone else may not be doing exactly what you want to do, but a lot of people have the same starting off points. Like, you can look at what this person did to start their business. Then you can look at what this person did to start their clothing line, to start doing hair. Like, not everybody doesn't do the same thing, but like, it'd be pretty close to it. Like, you just need connections. You just need networking. It's not that you can't do anything. You just have to start doing research. You can research what you want to do. Like, you can start reading about your career. Like, it's not like what you want to do is exactly in the book, but it's vague. Like, life is pretty vague sometimes. I'm sure you can go to the library and figure out that you need to read these books to understand how to get successful in this career choice. So it's so many ways to start, and I feel like when people say they don't know how to start, that's an excuse. You can figure it out. Like, just start asking around, start networking, start going to the spots where you want to be at, where you see yourself at. Like, if you want to be an artist, okay, start going to art shows, start going to galleries, start looking up Van Gogh, start looking up Picasso. Like, look at their art. I don't know. Like, I feel like starting off sounds scary, but starting off is just starting. Now you started. You just gotta take that first step, and then you're gonna feel good after that. It's gonna be good every time.
You mentioned in the beginning that do what inspires you, right? So what is it that inspires you to do what you're doing?
If I'm being honest, I feel like right now people are starting to embrace their natural hair, and like what their hair can do. And like I said off camera, like, your hair can be used as an accessory now, and the happiness that comes from getting your hair done or getting a haircut, I don't care what nobody say. When you get your hair done, that dopamine that go through your body, your skin look better. Like, you walking with a little swag. Like, that happiness is contagious. So it's like, if you could spread that energy around just by me doing your hair, I know you're gonna have a better day. So whatever you do today, it's gonna feel good, and all I gotta do is braid your hair. Okay, let's get it started. Like, and I feel like that's so inspiring, because so many people come to my seat and like may have been having like an off day, or like, because believe it or not, I be feeling like a therapist, because people come and tell me their whole life story, and it's like, it's safe with me. I ain't gonna tell nobody. But like, to know that they probably had a lot to say, and now they feel comfortable, now they feel at ease to even say that. And seeing like a lot of hairstylists who are real big and what they've been able to do just by doing hair. Like a lot of people think that doing hair you're not going to get far. You can get very far, because when you go on TV and you open up that channel, when you see their hair, they most likely ain't do that themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They paid somebody to make them look good so they can even have the energy to get on camera and say what they need to say, or act, or sing, or do this. Doing hair is always needed. Like, you're always going to need your hair done, you know.
And I have to say, from a guy's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the same thing with barbers. It's like a therapy session. Like, we're sitting there and we're just like going through emotions. Like, we be talking about anything and everything, and I'd be sitting there and be like, damn, I feel like I know my barber more than I know some of my cousins. Like,
yeah,
it's a little
it be
crazy.
feeling so comfortable, because it's also a barbershop where I work at.
Okay.
So it's like I don't really be trying ear hustle. I be trying my business, to be honest. But like hearing the way men vent, or like what y'all really be talking about, I be like, dang, like I really be trying to take it, not in like a I'm being nosy type of way, but like I'm trying to take what his worries are that I heard that a lot of men probably have, and try to like use that on me, because it's like guys really don't be saying what be on their mind. Like, y'all really be keeping that to yourselves until it's time to get in that barber seat and y'all unload. So it's like that time period where y'all could feel comfortable to really vent is real crazy, because y'all really be having some stuff to say and y'all don't be saying nothing. I be like, dang, I wish I knew that. Like, I wish I would speak up, because the conversations be needed. Like, we need both sides to speak to really come to a nice agreement with some topics. So
but I completely agree, and it's cool to hear that it's the same thing for women as well with the braiding and everything, because I feel like it's even more, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's more in depth with braiding, because some haircuts, I feel like the maximum I feel like a haircut should take is maybe an hour to 2 hours max. But braiding's obviously a lot longer. So those therapy sessions are very long therapy sessions.
Long.
So I wanted to ask, like, what is it like being a braider? What is it like doing people's hair for so many hours?
Honestly, I be having to prepare myself. Like, I say my longest service is probably like the small knotless. That's like box braids, but like it don't got like that box look. It looks like it's someone's hair.
Okay.
And it just extended. And don't let her get it long, because that's going to be another 2 hours. But that right there, I have to prepare myself. Like, I have to like kind of like gas myself up and have wishful thinking that I'm going to finish within a good time frame. And I always pray, because 9 times out of 10, I don't even know the client. Like, I've never met them before. This is the first time. So I'm just hoping that their energy is good enough to like help me through these hours, because it's so like, I don't want to say annoying, but it would just be better if like, we were talking. But then again, I understand some people just be wanting to like just sit and enjoy the time period of getting their hair done. So that's cool too. And thankfully I haven't had no like weird clients where it's like, get out my seat.
Yeah.
Thank God. But like, the time be long. But I really just be thinking about when it's about to end. Like, not as far as like, oh, I can't wait to get over, but like the outcome is gonna eat every time.
Yeah.
So that's what I really be like looking forward to. Because if you don't, them hours gonna feel long. Because it's like row by row, and it's like I'm not getting any closer to the top. It's ridiculous. And I also be hoping that the client understand that you're going to be here for a while. Because me getting rushed, it's like, you knew what you were signing up for.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that to me, because I hate having to rush, because I like real nice and neat braids and everything. That's so satisfying when they look so clean. So anything outside of my time period feels rushed, and I hate that feeling.
Okay, so I actually wanted to ask, what are some things that you advise clients to do before they come to your seat? Some things that I feel like some people don't take into consideration, that they believe that you have to do everything.
Okay, so I provide the wash.
Okay.
So you don't gotta come with your hair wash or anything. I would say,
to at least make your life a little bit easier,
I would say come with something to do. Or like, I read energy a lot. I have to. I have to see like if I'm hurting you when I braid it. Like so, if your energy gives off like agitated because you are still in my seats, or you feel like you're being rushed. Because a lot of times I'll get like the whole, oh, when are you gonna finish? I don't know. Like everybody's head is different. I give you a time period, and you have to work your life within my time period. Like I don't want to say I'm guessing, but I really am guessing because people have different density of their hair. If it's different hair lengths, different hairlines, different length of the weave, everything is different. So if your energy is good before you come to the service, it's gonna make it go by so much faster. Like people be coming with some attitudes, and it's like, dang, I did not do nothing to you, and now I'm about to suffer for these hours because you had a bad day or a bad morning. Like I just will say, like, just be very aware of the energy you are about to transfer to me, because I'm not good with that. Like I hate that. I ain't do nothing to you.
Yeah.
But other than that, I provide everything, so you just gotta come.
Okay.
Just come with a smile on your face. That's all I ask. Just let's be happy together. Let's enjoy this time for you. We about to create some art. You about to feel real good. Let's get the dopamine flowing through our blood, and just enjoy the service. That's all. Just enjoy it.
Okay. And I feel like I wanted to ask, on the other hand, what are some misconceptions that you feel like that braiders or hairstylists get?
That we don't care about the hair, or that we're braiding tight on purpose, or that we can go faster than what we just said. I'm sorry, it really be the time, because the time is so long that it really varies, and anything outside of the time I said, like I said earlier, it feels rushed. But everybody think that just because you're telling me you gotta do something later on, I can go faster. I'm already trying to go as fast as I can. Like, you don't want to be in this seat, and I don't want to be standing for all these hours. Like, I don't know why people be thinking that these braiders got superpowers. Like, no, my feet hurt too. Like, I'm trying to make sure you're comfortable. I'm trying to make sure that you're getting a good service. I ain't trying to, a misconception that we be looking at people's phones. I ain't gonna lie, some people do be like peeping at the phones, like, but I really try to mind my business, because 9 times out of 10 it don't got nothing to do with me, and I would hate to read a text message and it's about me.
Yeah.
And
like,
now,
taking long as hell.
yeah, and now the way I'm braiding your hair changes. I don't even want to do that to you. I don't want my energy to be off, because it will be impacted in the braids. Now I'm gonna mess it up. Now I just caught a little cramp in my finger, and now I can't braid your hair since I'm taking so long. Yeah, I think that's it. I haven't really heard too much bad stuff about braiders, because it's very not cutthroat, but it's straight to the point. Like, I'm just braiding your hair. Some people be thinking that we be eating while we be braiding. Like, if you know a braider, she most likely goes the whole way through without eating. Like, I don't take no pauses, which I definitely should. But these clients don't be having not a lot of clients have like that vibe. Like,
That's like, okay, you could take a break.
yeah, like they want you to finish, so I'ma just finish. I ain't even gonna eat, even though I'm starving.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling a little woozy. I'ma just finish, because I'd rather do that than have you mad that you got another 30 minutes because I wanted to take a break, which is crazy, because at a 9 to 5 you get breaks. Like, you get a lunch and you get a break, but us, we have to stand there and we can't take no break, or it's unprofessional, or it's we're not trying to finish, or we're taking too long just because I wanted to eat. Like, that's the only thing that really be bothering me. Like, I'm starving, and you do have those clients that be like, oh, go eat, did you eat? Love them. And you got the other clients that be side-eyeing you,
like,
or you taking a snack. Yeah, like, I hate that.
Nah, I think that especially also like in because I feel like the braiding process could go anywhere from like 6 to more, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like, for example, like I had I went to do my tattoos and everything, and he was very nice about, like, since it was I was sitting there for like 7.5 hours, and we took a little break to eat and everything. But like things like that, I feel like customers should understand that, like, these people need to eat too.
Yes, we are also human.
Exactly. And like, just because I may have ate before doesn't mean that he did as well. Same thing for you. It's not, everybody should be able to sit down and be like, we're human. We need to eat. Like, give me a second. I'm gonna be right back with your hair. And especially with braids, I feel like you should know already, like, what you're getting into. Like what you said before, it's a long process. It's not an easy process.
There's no fast way to do
Exactly.
it. Like, yeah, people braid fast, but regardless, unless you got some help, unless you just like powerful, she's still gonna take a couple hours. In a couple hours, you can still get hungry.
Exactly.
Like, it still happens.
So we are getting a little bit close to the end. I do want to ask, what is like one of your proudest moments as a hairstylist?
I would say when I did, it was actually a couple days ago when I did this freestyle. It was like, cause I don't know what it is about the heart design. You know the heart braids.
Yeah.
Everybody want that. Like, it was really giving last year. Like, every girl got the heart design, which was cute. You know, it was a time. Now in 2023, that there's more braiders out here and our talents are getting expanded. There's so many more designs that you can do. Like, so I did a sunflower and I was gassed because it really looked like a sunflower. Like, and I freestyled it. I literally was asking her, I'm like, what design you want? She was like, I don't know. And I was like, people think about what's the word? Like, some people daydream about like cars and stuff and houses and money. I daydream about designs. Like, and I was telling her, I'm like, I had this one design that I wanted to do, and if you trust me, you won't let me do it. And then she was like, of course I trust you. And that, I was like, okay, great, got that out the way. So when I did the design, I was kind of feeling a little like, I don't know, it's too late now, we getting deeper into the time. And she didn't look the whole time, so I was like a little nervous. I'm like, what if she doesn't like it? But when somebody walked by, they was like, dang. I was like, you see me? I was like, what it looked like? They was like, that's a sunflower. I was like, but for you to be able to tell it's a sunflower from braids, stop playing with me. Like, that was crazy. And that was like straight off the head. Like, I ain't look at no picture, no nothing. So that was a great feeling. Like, that felt amazing. Because I've been trying to figure out some new designs to do, some new freestyles. Like, I want my name to be attached to a hairstyle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to start now. Because it's literally up to me. I'm in my own way. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And so a lot of the questions I'm going to be asking right now are kind of like advice questions or things that are particular to you. So why is it so important to do something that you love?
You have more motivation when you're getting up in the morning. Like, it's easy to get up just because you about to make, you know, a couple $100 is another reason to know that you about to feel good doing what you're doing. Like, that feeling is contagious. Not contagious, it's addicting. Like, to know that what you're doing, you love it, and you're not going to have a bad day just because you're there. You start to enjoy the environment more that you created from doing something that you love. When you're around a whole bunch of people who love what they're doing, that energy is like amazing. Like, at my shop, everybody love doing what they like. We got the barbers, we got the braiders, we got the natural hairstylists, and when you come in, it feels good. Like, it don't feel like it's any negativity. Like, it don't feel unwelcoming. It feels very welcoming just because everybody loves what they're doing. When you love what you do, your personality is like, it tells on you. Because like, when you don't, the way you interact with people, it just shifts. Like, you could tell you had a bad day today at work, like, but you could tell you had a good day today at work because you're all smiley. You know, you're enjoying the time period. Like, doing what you love is something that's undefeated, and a lot of people don't take that opportunity. They'd rather take the money than doing what you love. But really, if you do what you love, the money gonna come regardless. Like, the money's supposed to chase you. You're not supposed to chase the money. Like, your love and your energy is what fuels the money.
Okay. And what is it that wakes you up every morning, maybe even keeps you up at night to do what you do?
I gotta prove a couple of people wrong. Like, I gotta make it. Honestly, I gotta show that it's possible to really make it big doing something that you love. Like, the opportunities are out here. It's not always work this 9 to 5 till you're like 35, then start a business at that age, and then a couple more years, and then you can enjoy your retirement money. No. You can live that life now. You can live that life in your 20s. You can still have fun doing what you're doing to make the money. Like, I feel like if we didn't have the money be such a big reason why everybody wakes up, then a lot more people would want to wake up. Because after a while, when you're working for the money, you're going to get tired. You're going to get bored. You're going to, like, it's not going to feel as invigorating as knowing that what you about to do today, money going to come, but you still going to have fun doing it. Like, you still love what you did at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay. So I have two more questions. This question is I believe it's not as new as it. By the time this comes out, it's not gonna be new. But I implemented this question because I feel like a lot of people ask the opposite, which is, what advice would you give to your younger self, right? But I want to give you the opposite, which is what a lot of people don't realize, but we leave messages to ourselves by doing stuff like this. For example, your braiding account is going to be up there for the future you to look back on and be like, wow, that's where I started at. So to bring it all together, what is the message that you would give to your future self?
Stay pure-hearted. I feel like when success happens, because it's gonna happen, God willing, that's when your heart start to like be impacted by other people who don't have a pure heart, who don't have good intentions, and all we really have is our intentions. So if your intentions are bad, it's going to show. So I just hope that my intentions are always good, and I'm always blessed, and I'm always able to share my blessings and not take people around me for granted, and not get like big headed just because I'm doing what I'm doing on a certain level. Because at the end of the day, I started real low. I started in my basement doing hair. Started doing hair like for free. And I still do hair for free. And that's another thing. I don't want to like think that I got to get paid for every single thing I do. Because I'd rather just get paid in happiness or in food. Like, give me a meal and I'll do your hair. I'm feeling good today. It's fine. You know? Yeah, I need that. I need to keep my heart where it's at, because that's all we got for real.
Last but not least, what do you want the world to know about Kes Did It Best?
That you pay attention. Like, I hear the cry for creativity right now. Like, everything is so generic. Like, everybody's copying other people. Nobody gets inspired by real stuff anymore. And it's like, this world was once being built off of creativity, off of people's ideas. Like, we got to keep that motion going. Like, we always need new ideas. We always need new artists, new creatives. And I feel like the way things have been going, a lot of people's creativity sometimes gets shut down or gets pushed aside for something that is for sure going to work. But like, first times happen all the time. And you know, it's always time for a first time. Like, talents always come about. And there's so many people that are talented in this world that their talents just begin shut out because somebody else is doing it, or they think that they're not going to get on a certain level. But nobody's going to be able to do what you're doing like you. And I feel like people don't be realizing that. Like, just because you're making clothes and he's making clothes, he's not making clothes like you are. He don't got the same ideas that you have, you know. So that's always needed. KesDidItBest is creative, okay? She be doing her thing.
Okay. Well, this is the end of the podcast, but this is now your opportunity. The camera is all yours. If there's anything you got going on, anything that you want to say, any advice you want to give, this is your opportunity.
Okay, what I got going on? I got a couple stuff going on. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm trying to get my products out there. Kes Care coming soon. And my merchandise. Like, I'm gonna have some pretty cool stuff coming, and I really hope that everybody loves it. I want to be like, I don't want my stuff to just be for women. I want them to be for men too. Like, I want everybody to be able to buy my stuff and get fly with it on. And I would say my only advice is really to follow what you want to do. Like, you're living your life for you. Nobody else is going to walk in your footsteps. Nobody else is going to be on the journey that you're on. Don't look at anybody else and what they got going on. That's not meant for you yet. Who knows what your blessing is going to look like? Everything happens for a reason. So don't let the outside environment cloud your own personal judgment and your own self-worth, because you are important. You are artistic and you have potential. And your potential can get tapped into if you don't tap into it. Those opportunities come and go, but you have to be ready to take your opportunity. Like, you got to make your voice heard. You got to make your impact on people and try to have good intentions. Like, we need more good people in this world. People that will do stuff just to see a smile on your face, you know, that's needed. And just share the love, share the support. Like, this podcast is great. Like, this is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and end it off. I gotta say, KesDidItBest, thank you so much for being on here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I'm gonna go ahead and do my outro. Like I said, thank you so much. This is the Community Pod. If you watched the entire episode, please leave a comment. Let me know how you liked it. Let me know your favorite part. Also, if you are watching on YouTube still, please leave a like. Put on the post notifications so you can continue to get new episodes all the time. If you're watching on any audio platform, please leave a review. And it allows other people to find my platform. Also, if you are new here, welcome to the Community Pod. Last but not least, for anybody that's been here and watching a whole bunch of my episodes, thank you again. If it weren't for the amazing guests that I have, as well as you at home or wherever you're watching from, if you're eating a meal, what you're eating. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. I couldn't have done this without you and the guests, because you are what make up a community. I couldn't make a community if there was no community. So thank you so much. We are out. Peace.
We're out.